actually feel really comfortable. It's like coming home to a family reunion. I feel cozy. That's sort of the nice thing about being in California is that so many Asian people here that you don't feel out of place. If I see an Asian person, it's kind of like, it's not a big deal. But I live in Texas. I live in a town that is predominantly white with not that many Asian people. And when you're in Texas or if you're in the South and you see an Asian person, it's kind of a different story. You see someone and there's that moment where you lock eyes for like a second and there's this exchange where you're just like, I know. But that feeling, that nanosecond feeling, let's talk about that. What's actually going on? Well, when you have that exchange, especially in a place where, there's hardly any Asian people, you're recognizing the fact that you two are the minority in that space. And so when you see each other and you connect, it's almost as if like you're saying, I understand, I feel you. You're not alone. And I wish that feeling for Asian America could extend a lot longer. Because right now, our political and social climate definitely needs it. Our not president is making things a lot more difficult for the Asian American. And things are changing fast. Just look at what happened in the past month, 2 months. A couple weeks ago, Long Beach, California. A Filipino father dropped off his daughter at elementary school. By the time he came back, Homeland Security was waiting for him. He didn't have a chance to say goodbye, pack his belongings. He was deported immediately. A couple weeks before that, an 83-year-old Korean grandmother was walking down the streets of LA. And a woman came up, ran, and hit her right in the face. And just as she left, she yelled, "White power." A couple weeks before that, a 60-year-old grandfather was sitting in his car playing Pokemon Go. And the neighborhood security came by, pulled out a gun that he wasn't supposed to have, and he shot him. For the Asian American community, you see this, and how do you feel about it? What are you supposed to say? How are you supposed to react? And a lot of our responses are mixed. For some people, they keep it to themselves. They bottle it up. They don't talk about it. For others, they lash out. They pretend that these issues aren't real. They try to put on this fake bravery. And so they buy into it. There's another response that you can have. It takes a little bit more courage. But it's simple. All you have to do is stand up and voice your opinion. All you have to do is speak out. And if you've ever had any inhibitions about talking about whether or not you're mad about the election, whether or not you're sad about the deportations, whether or not you're concerned or worried about your parents being the next victim of a hate crime, all of those feelings, those are all valid. But what's really important is for you to understand that when you talk, you make that connection. You make that point where you look at another person and you say, I'm here for you. It's the same thing. And the best part is you don't even have to be out protesting on the streets to make change. You don't have to. I mean, of course, you could be adorable like that little kid over here, or you can be like the grandmother and you can get shit done. Or you can do what a lot of us do. Right? Take your voice online. That is my job. My name is Rainier Bennington, and I am the writer and creator of a Facebook page called The Love Life of an Asian Guy. I talk about race, politics, and pop culture. I've been around for upwards of 6+ years, and our page reaches anywhere between 2 to 11 million people every single week. You can join that conversation. And the great thing is, being active and voicing your opinion is incredibly effective. Check it out. Within the span of 1 month, this is what our whole community has done online. Ghost in the Shell. So, we have an anime that's being adapted in Japan. Comes over here, everyone's excited, and then we find out that the very Asian Scarlett Johansson is going to be playing the lead. It was whitewashed. And luckily, Asian people were pissed off. They boycotted, they voiced their opinions for months, in fact, even years. And when it released, it flopped. And now, that production has admitted that they screwed up because of the misrepresentation of Asian people. And they are down by upwards of $100 million. That's what happens when you voice your opinion. Your opinion has power. Financially, it has power. What about the incident at United Airlines with Dr. David Down, a 69-year-old man who was abused on an airplane because he overbooked him? He suffered a concussion, and he needs to go ahead and have reconstructive surgery on his nose. When it happened, Asians got mad. We stood up, we voiced our opinions, and within a couple of days, the stock market value of United Airlines dropped $255 million. Hey, by next year, if I come back, I'm just going to go fly on Dr. Dow Airlines. But here's the cool thing about being vocal online. You can transfer that energy outside of just the Asian American community. And I heard about what happened a couple days ago on your campus. It's unfortunate that you still have that mask on. It's unfortunate that there are people who are okay with that representation, but you weren't okay with Ghost in the Shell, that ain't alright. Or you weren't okay with what happened on United Airlines. You weren't okay with the police brutality that happened to him. But strangely, some of you are okay with what happens to him. But again, it's easy. You show solidarity and love, not even for your community, but for everyone else, all people of color. It's easy. I think the biggest thing that interferes with a lot of Asian Americans and their ability to talk is this fear of sticking out. I just want to go to school. I want to go to work. I don't want to deal with it. And you feel like they're sticking out too much. And I want to reassure you that there's nothing more American than standing up for your civil rights and the civil rights of everybody else. You are living, right now, you are living in the most important time period for Asian Americans. Every single day, I'm seeing more Asian Americans rise up. I'm seeing more social and political leaders every single day, and it's exciting. And you all have that opportunity to capitalize on that. All you have to do is talk. But I also want to reassure you that when it comes to defeating this idea of model minority Asian, it's okay to follow your dreams and be a pharmacist, or a dentist, or a doctor, or an engineer, or a nurse. But it's also okay. It's also okay to be a politician. We need more Asian American politicians. We need more Asian American actors and writers and weightlifters and CrossFitters and people who can go ahead and come up on stage and talk about racism for 10 minutes. We need all of those people. So if you feel like you're suppressing what you really want to do for something convenient, think about it. Like I said, leaders are being born within the Asian American community right now. In your generation, it's going to happen. I'll leave you with one last piece of advice. I don't ever want any of you, after today, to ever call yourself a minority. When you call yourself a minority, think about what's happening. Are your opinions minor? Are your beliefs minor? Are your concerns minor? Are your lives minor? It's not. In fact, globally, Asians are kind of the majority. But so realize that the whole entire Asian American community is speaking up. And use that as an opportunity to feel like everybody is contributing. You can do the same. All you have to do is stand up, voice your opinion. Thank you.